Hey, y'all. I just wanted to give you a heads up. Today's episode of the I Love You But podcast has some discussions of adult and or traumatic themes and situations. These all are within context of the narrative that we're discussing, but you might want to be careful of what's said. And as usual, there's a lot of cursing. So take care of yourself. We love you, but hello and welcome to the I Love You Bet podcast. I'm Heather, and this is my sister,
Rian. Each week, we will revisit relics of our childhoods using our multiple master's degrees
to critically evaluate the crap that consumed our misspent youth. So join us,
sisters, latchkey kids, cuspers, and lazy feminists as we look back at our past to say, I love you, but...
So, Ryan Davis, you were supposed to tell me about seeing Mrs. Gould at the pool on Sunday.
Oh, I rehearsed the story so that it's as funny as possible.
Cool.
I know you want me to be snappy. So one way that we've wasted time lately is going to the pool. So the first time we went this season, my son Elliot got in a very heated discussion with his little friends about trans people and was very upset because they did not believe him that trans people exist. Because unlike us, that's a conversation they've never had with their family.
I'm sorry, their trans teachers aren't teaching them trans all day, cramming it down their throats with rainbow flags.
Right? Unlike the belief of MAGA, apparently they're not doing their job trying to indoctrinate children, the gay agenda. Which, honestly, if he had not met a trans person, it probably wouldn't have necessarily come up in conversation for us at this point in our lives either, so.
Sure.
Not only did they have a heated discussion, he also had it very loudly at this very suburban middle-class pool, so that made us real popular. So we went Sunday with him again. And the Elliot entertainment this time was him seeing his teacher from this previous school year because she lives in that area. So thought it would be a possibility. But so we get there and then I see his teacher. I'm like, oh, there's Miss Gould. And she's like sitting on a lounger talking with her friends and whatever. And he's like, oh, I want to say hi. Okay, go say hi. And then, of course, he got suddenly shy. I was like, no, can you say hi or can you get her attention? I'm like, no, I'm not going to bother a teacher on summer break. If you want to go say hi to her, you can do that, but I'm not going to do that. The other adults in the pool are like, what's going on? I was like, oh, this teacher's over there and he wants to go say hi. And our friend Megan's like, I'll say hi to her. And I was like, no, he can do this. He needs to get the gumption and go do it. So he starts walking that way. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's going to go say hi. So he's walking toward her lounger. And then he just walks right past the lounger and doesn't say anything to her. And I was like, did he just do a creepy drive-by? It's laughing, die laughing. And then he comes back and I didn't really say anything. So then a couple of minutes later, he starts walking that way again. Mm-hmm. And this time he goes a different direction towards her lounger and walks right past her again without saying anything. And I'm like, oh no, what is he doing? And again, we're all laughing. Me and my friends in high school, when we would drive past the house of the boy one of us had a crush on 20 times in a row, thinking we were sneaky. What now people would call stalking. And then he goes back over, and then a third time he goes, and this time he gets closer, and he literally walks between her lounger and the other lounger, right behind her. And again, doesn't say anything to her. And she sees him this time. She's like, oh, hey. And then he goes, hey, and keeps walking.
Oh, no.
And now I'm moderately concerned that my son is going to be a fuckboy.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, no, this is not.
If only he knew she's a Pepsi girl, so she's not even worth it.
I love that you remember that.
It's so gross.
She's from upstate New York. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't feel like that's an excuse. All right, tell me one way you've wasted time this week.
So I watched the new Trevor Noah special on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
And it's funny, so you should watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. But I was going to say, one way I wasted time was afterwards was spending a few-ish moments before going to bed thinking of a way and plotting how I can set you and Trevor Noah up. Because in it, I'm going to spoil it a little bit for you, but he talks about how his therapist tells him he's undateable. And that the reason he is undateable is because he says every thought that goes into his head. Every thought he has comes out of his mouth. But not in like an ADHD way, but also like in the way he kind of goes into and explains the story, how he broke out like in this relationship that he was in ended. Because, so it's not like just like word vomit, like it's almost like, and I know that he is neurodivergent, like I know that he has ADHD.
Yes.
There's other parts to it, but I wonder based on this, but he talked about how like it's just honesty, right? So he like, it's like, so we're in love and we're in bed and we're having this like night where we're just enjoying being in love with each other. And then she looks at me and says, if you could change one thing about me, what would you change?
Do not ask me that.
Like, exactly. Like, who do not ask that? Like, that to me is like a rule. And I kind of like, I don't know. I just want to like email and be like, you didn't do anything. Cause like because then he talked about how he goes, so what are you supposed to say? And the whole audience goes, nothing.
Right.
Right. And he talks about how he goes, that's hot. Just one?
You do not ask questions you can't hear the answer to. If you are not prepared to hear the answer,
right?
Do not ask the question. Like, fuck off.
Absolutely. And I was just like, I just want to be like, that relationship ended because you were dating someone who wanted to play games and not have an honest relationship, not because you are too honest, right?
Right.
Like, obviously, there are times when you don't want to be like autistic level honest about things. And when you are in an intimate relationship with someone, exactly. Like I learned early on with Ben, like I was never going to ask him a question that I didn't want to hear
His honest answer.
I was like, stopped asking him how I looked unless I wanted to hear the answer. And that's how a relationship should be. It kind of made me sad. As soon as he was like, my therapist told me I'm undateable, I was like, ooh, I should introduce him. Like, how can we get him and Heather? Because, like, I don't think you're undateable, Trevor Noah. I think you're dating the wrong people. Like, I think you're dating emotionally immature people.
I feel like he is a grown-ass man. And if he's still choosing to date emotionally immature people, he's probably not going to want to date me for reasons that we talked about in our last episode. So that's fine.
Because he is in therapy, which I think is a sign. So, and he's younger than you. So
I did see recently that someone saying that their new baseline level for dating is person is in therapy. If they're not in therapy, you're not dating them. So, like, yeah, that's a pretty good baseline.
Yep.
I wasted 5 hours watching both versions of West Side Story, which was a terrible life choice, but we'll get into that. And I also wasted time re-recording bad audio so that I didn't have to use AI. Good times for me. I remember nothing. Wait, which one did you watch?
I watched the old one because I had seen the new one fairly recently because I showed it in class.
Okay. So do you want to talk about the old one first then?
We can kind of talk about them together. They're very similar.
They're very similar. My notes aren't written that way, but I'll do my best to flip back and forth. I would just like to say, so for the way that West Side Story has impacted my life, when I was in high school, my friend Amy used to, like, we would make fun of the Jets all the time. Like, we would sing When You're a Jet, You're a Jet all the way, from your first cigarette to your last dying day. Like, we were like making fun of the Socias, like the Outsiders, like the whole boy gang thing. Like, we made fun of this shit absolutely all the time. And the very blatant homoeroticism of the film is something that always comes to mind, like all these boys fighting each other. I also, why did I write Twin Peaks? Why am I trying to turn everything into Twin Peaks? I don't understand. Amy was also the person, I just want to talk really fast. So she had older sisters. So when I knew her, one of them was in college and one of them was in grad school. And they hated Love Story a lot. So Amy hated Love Story a lot. I've never seen Love Story, but this was Amy's version of Love Story. That is the reason that I'll never watch it. I love you, bitch. I love you too, Preppy. And for some reason, when I think of West Side Story, I think of Love Story. I feel like they're both emotionally on that same level of like just fucking nonsense.
Well, I think story Romeo and Juliet, right? Like, because I reposted, I saw that you posted the pinecone meme, and I reposted it with like, you laugh. I think Elliot had the same depth of love for that pinecone that Romeo and Juliet actually had for each other, right? Like,
correct. Yeah.
Ridiculous level of love.
Correct. The other thing, it would be great to redo any version of Romeo and Juliet and just replace Juliet with a pinecone.
Maybe one day we can convince Elliot to do it. We can make a short film.
But soft. The other way that West Side Story has had an impact on my life is that one of our favorite Dutton bands, Little Jack Melody and his Young Turks, do an amazing cover of America, which is just always super, super fun to hear. And I will say that this movie is one of those where I either really love the song or I fucking hate the song.
There's like maybe 3 good songs in this movie.
Yes, agree. And I'm going to say this, even though I know that there are people who I admire, like Paul Appel and John Mulaney, who feel very differently. I don't like Stephen Sondheim. Said it. Your turn.
I think that Stephen Sondheim is I would say he's very base, right? Like, it's very palatable, right? Like, it's very easy to digest. It's very predictable. It's very...
Just don't like it.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I feel like Rodgers and Hammerstein are basic. They're basic, but at least I enjoy that. I get no pleasure from Stephen Sondheim. I get none.
Yeah. What else has he done? Like, I know he's done a lot, but like, I can't in my head catalog. Like, I'm not a theater kid in that way.
Well, that, and also you and I never really were exposed to Stephen Sondheim because mom and dad didn't like him either. So it's really hard for me to tell you what he's done because I know you haven't seen any of it.
I know he's doing Into the Woods, but I only
He
know
did Into the Woods, which also I'm like,
yeah,
I don't like a single fucking song in that musical.
I've never seen
Company.
Gilmore Girls. So
I was tempted to put both versions on at the same time and try to watch them together.
can you imagine like setting mom down? Like, we're putting both versions on at the same time, mom. Like, she would lose her goddamn mind.
I did laugh really hard at the new one because it was like LOL, like it contains tobacco depictions. I was like,
the Disney warnings.
Whoever does the Disney warning needs to do a Disney warning for My Own Private Idaho because it would be insane.
It'd be like, do not watch.
Danger, danger.
But they also now have like woke warnings, right? So they're like on Lady and the Tramp, there was one, I can't remember exactly what it says, but basically it's like harmful depictions of cultural groups, right?
Yeah, you've talked about that. Yeah. Yep. I thought you meant the opposite, where they're like, there's a trans character and they're not mean to it. Opposite world. Yeah. I did not know 2 things about the 2021 version. I did not know that it was set in they set it in the 50s. So I was really glad because I thought that they had totally modernized it. And I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. But at least with setting it in the 50s, you got some kick-ass costumes, like some gorgeous costumes. And I was not aware that Mike Feist is in this movie and plays Riff. And you don't know who Mike Feist is, but Mike Feist was in Challengers with Josh O'Connor. And he is, you know how you were just talking about in the last episode about River Phoenix and his physicality and how he gave so much meaning to things through? Mike Feist is exactly the same way. So he's like Broadway trained. And so he's a great dancer. He plays Riff. So he's like Tony's best friend, right? The one that keeps getting into trouble because he keeps running his mouth. So he's a fantastic dancer, but the way that he uses his body when he acts, like there's a part in Challengers that like, I don't even know how to talk about it. He puts so much emotion in his body that like, it's not just in his face. Usually when actors do the emotion, it's all in their face. Like it's all through his body. So I literally made a meme yesterday, a video, and I think I sent it to you where like all I did through this movie mostly was just wait for him to show back up. Like I was like, bored, hate the song, bored. There he is. Look at him. I can't take my eyes off of him. I love him.
I think the thing that I appreciated the most about the 2021 was that they really pull out the like structural violence piece of it, right?
Yeah.
And watching the old one now after that one, I think it's there. It's just very subtle, right? But because like you have the scenes with like the rubble, so you can tell some kind of construction or change is happening. But so like in the 2021 one, and it's definitely more like in your face, like
Yes.
they are fighting over not only just small pieces of territory, but the reason they are fighting over it is because they are all being pushed out through gentrification or
Right. Yeah.
new developments coming in, tearing down these old tenements and building high rises that they wouldn't even be able to afford to live. Right. Because like in America, and then the old one, she's like talking about like the island of Manhattan. And it's like, there's no way that they would afford, no one can afford to live in Manhattan now.
Right. I think you can still afford to live in Hell's Kitchen. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Very cool. Puerto Ricans, like newly immigrated Puerto Ricans, cannot afford to live in Hell's Kitchen, but still.
Yeah. I did think that was great. I thought they did it was great. And it also calls to that idea of like, you know what? Why are we fighting each other? Let's fight the billionaires. Like, quit fighting each other. Fight the billionaires.
And you get moments of that in the old version with like the cops.
Yeah.
Like where they would kind of come together and you're like, just keep doing that.
Right.
Stop fighting each other and fight the fucking man.
Yeah. Although also I could do without the cops. If they just cut the cops completely out of this, then the movie would probably only be like hour 45, which would make it much more reasonable to watch. And it would take out some of the real shitty songs. So that would be good too.
You don't like Officer Krupski's song?
I don't give a shit about any of those cops. I did like that the one cop called them Can't Make It Caucasians. Corey Stoll fucking laid it down on them. Like,
yeah.
I've got this badass fedora and a badass attitude, and I don't want to deal with you. I did feel like there was way more chemistry between Tony and Riff than there was between Tony and Maria. Like, those boys had a whole lot of chemistry.
In what version?
In the new version, I felt like, yes.
Yeah, no one had chemistry in the old version.
No. Are you aware that they didn't translate the Spanish into English in the subtitles in the new version?
I am aware, and I appreciate that.
Was really cool. They also made sure to actually cast Latinx actors, so I felt like they did a lot to try to make up for things that were done poorly in the past, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, definitely, because none of the characters, like I don't think any of the actors in the original were actually Latino.
Other than Rita Moreno.
I really love the costuming in the old version, right? I do. And I will just say, like, I don't know why. Like, I guess every episode now I'm going to talk about something that I don't understand why it has this, like, visceral, sexy effect on me. A belt buckle anywhere other than right in front.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole thing for you. Which is weird because you don't like asymmetry.
I know.
Yeah, it's weird.
I love a belt buckle on the side.
I felt like the jeans were doing God's work in the 2021 version. And the colorful corduroy were doing God's work in the 1961 version. So there's a lot of costumes doing God's work in this for sure.
One thing that the original does that I think we can say is good is that it introduces one of the first queer characters in cinema with,
yes.
I don't know her name. I don't even know if they ever gave her a name.
They call her Anybody's.
Okay.
I think that's right. Either Somebody's or Anybody's. I wrote it down. I swear I wrote it down. Continue.
And so I do like that. Like, I do like that they, even though they mock her, the fact that there is the introduction of a gender nonconforming character.
Yes.
I think is progress. So.
And that it wasn't someone they just added for 2021. That character was there.
Yes.
In like the 57 Broadway show and the 61 movie and all of that. That was because it's like everybody wants to act like this is some new thing. And it's like queer people have been around forever. Gay people have been around forever. Trans people have been around forever. Like, just shut the fuck up and get over it. If they're not touching you, don't even fucking worry about it. Like, get over it.
Yeah.
I love a dance off. I love that this was a real musical with real dancing.
Yes.
That was amazing. I would sell anything to those unscrubbed boys. Everyone Moreno calls Riff an unscrubbed boy. She's like, I'm not going to sell anything to this unscrubbed. I was like, he can have anything he wants.
I mean, they were dirty as hell. I'm not going to lie.
I know. I was like, oh no, more unwashed white boys running around with guns. Like, no, 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 no. They had another beautiful ruins location. So during the Cool number, one of the changes that they made, this is a big one. So in the original Cool, it happens after Tony has run off and Riff is dead.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Romeo. So neither Tony nor Riff is in the number. It's just all the other unwashed white boys. And I'm like, who gives a shit about them? So smartly, in Steven Spielberg's version, they move Cool way earlier. And they have Tony and Riff in it. So then you get beautiful dancing. And you get all this play with the gun where they're in this dangerous location with like things looking like they're falling down, the floor is falling through. And I don't know how much of it was actually real, but it definitely added some elements of danger to it that made it more interesting to watch than just white boys running around on the basketball court. So I thought that was really great.
So when I showed this in class, my sociology class this year is like representation of race and conflict. One of my students who I adore, right, and just really liked, and he was one of those that would just ask anything, right, anything which I love. And so we were watching the original version at first, and he goes, "Is this really how they fought back then?"
At the beginning, I thought they were tickling the guy, Little John.
Did they really like dance and jump and snap? Was that really what? Because so this also shows you that there's no knowledge of history at all.
Of musical theater history, for sure.
Well, or just history in this generation, which
like, no, they fucking stabbed and shot each other.
Yeah, I was like, no, this isn't. He's like, is this what people thought was scary? I do love the choreography of the fight scene at the beginning in the original version, and I think it's good, but it is very date like when this was made, right? And like music and the dance, right? Because like when they first go to the like dance together and the Jets are dancing with their girlfriends or whatever, I'm just like, they're doing choreography.
Right, yes. They're doing ballet jazz, baby.
Yeah. And I think the costumes are great for distinguishing the two groups when they're all together in big scenes like that, like with the colors and the way they played with color. I love that watercolor washout stuff that you see happen before they go to the dance. I'm like, oh, everybody's dropping acid, just like they did in like the Baz Luhrmann one. Like, it's all drop acid and go to a party. So let me ask you, I've got a kill, marry, fuck for you for the 1961 version. Bernardo, Tony, Riff.
The 1961 version?
Yes.
My God. Kill Tony.
So much teeth.
Always kill Tony every single time. Oh, Twin Peaks. I know why I said Twin Peaks. Because the two, Tony and Riff from 1961 both acted in Twin Peaks. And I will say, I probably should have seen West Side Story before I saw Twin Peaks because it was really hard to watch them, especially Tony. Where it was like, no, like you like try to seduce your daughter on Twin Peaks. I can't watch this.
Who were they in Twin Peaks?
So Tony plays Audrey's dad.
Okay.
And Riff plays Dr. Jacoby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Twin Peaks all over the place with our Alt Shakespeare situation. Sorry, I just remember that. And also, shit, I wrote it down and then I lost. Anybody's is the name of the trans character. Okay, so I killed Tony. Fuck Tony. Marry Bernardo and I guess fuck Riff.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm probably the same. I don't love Bernardo take on women. That's not fun, but I feel like I can.
I would like a version of the 2021 where it's like being John Malkovich, but Mike Face just plays every single character. I think that would be absolutely amazing. Also, at the very beginning of the 1961 version, there's that little girl sitting on the ground drawing crazy chalk circles. And I just thought it would be really funny if like the whole movie was actually just her fever dream.
Yeah. Well, so that's really funny because then in the dance scene when like Tony and Maria see each other and like everybody else watercolor fades out, I was like, this is giving very Mary Poppins sidewalk chalk.
Sure. Yeah.
And I was like, how fun would it be if Dick Van Dyke suddenly popped up and started singing Step in Time instead of the scene we get of them, quote unquote, falling in love with each other.
Falling in love. Yeah. No, I thought that scene was much better done in the more recent film. I will say that I thought that Natalie Wood's Maria is much more like Juliet. She's very moody and she kind of bounces back and forth between moods. And I felt like the new Rachel Ziegler Maria was much more sort of calm and normal. So I it's actually funny because I was like looking at reviews and somebody was like, first of all, Natalie Wood fucking sucks. And I was like, was she that bad? Like, I thought she did. I hate that she did brown face and like did the accent. And I hate that. I hate that about Hollywood.
Yeah.
But given all of that, I felt like she was pretty decent. I thought she did an okay job. Did I miss something? Am I just supposed to hate the fact that they did brownface so much that I can't?
Yeah. Well, that's not a hate of them. That to me is saying like, oh, it was the time is not an okay way because it just dismisses having to challenge these things. But like,
sure.
Being a woman in film at this time, you don't question, like, if you're not getting sexually assaulted for parts, then, like, cool, good, yay, right? Like, sorry, that to me is indicative of much larger issues.
Yes.
You didn't have the ability to be like, I'm gonna get it. Like, you can be a get it in your head or not have a job. I do like the girl that kept saying, oogly, ew. Like, what the fuck was that? The way the Jet girls were portrayed in the 61 version, I'm like, ugh, get out of here. Which is interesting because then you have these much more powerful female characters on the Puerto Rican side, whereas like the Jet females are just like, bleh, like basically non-existent. And then when they do talk, you just want them to shut the fuck up.
Ariana DeBose, who played Anita, the 2021 version, won Best Supporting Actress. And absolutely deserved that Oscar because as much as I want to pretend like Mike Face was the best thing in the new version, that's mostly just for giggles. She was fantastic. And she was a person who, whenever she was on, my attention would come back to whatever was happening because she was very...
I think likewise, is it Cheetah Rivera who played Anita in the original?
Cheetah Rivera played Anita in the original Broadway version. Rita Moreno played Anita. And then Rita Moreno is a new character in the 2021 version.
Yeah. I think it's the same. That Anita's the best character in the 61 version, right?
Yeah. She's great. I love, first of all, Tonight is the dumbest fucking story. It's very 2010s coded where it's like every pop song is about how tonight's the night and it's the only thing that's going to happen. And like, we were just on the edge of being too old to give a shit about tonight, but let's talk about it next Tuesday. And yet we were still there. But I love that it's called Quintet is the song because there's 5 different groups or people singing. But Anita's whole thing of that is like, my man's gonna go to the Rumble and then he's gonna come fuck me. Whole thing about tonight is like, I'm gonna get it good. Yeah, let's go.
Well, and then that scene with her and the Jets where they essentially almost sexually assault her.
Yes.
So powerful.
Which happened in both. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Anybody's does not know what to do in that scene in 1961. That is for sure. I did feel like a lot of times in Romeo and Juliet, you don't really understand why people are making the decisions that they make. I do feel like the fact that she is almost gang raped is the perfect reason for her to lie about Maria being dead. Like, that was an absolutely valid lie. Was like, yep, I understand why you're doing this. I get your motivation and it makes sense to me. And I love that these things have been portrayed in cinema since at least the early 60s. And people are still like, what? This isn't a problem.
Yeah. Well, that was like, to me, in the Officer Krupski song, it's like, oh, they do know about generational trauma.
Yeah.
Why are we acting like this is all new? Like, why?
Mm-hmm. I do like that after that scene, all the white boys are like, what do we do now? Ryan, do you know what the answer is?
Fuck off.
Therapy. The answer is therapy.
You came raping a woman to gangbanging, raping a woman. Go to therapy.
Go to therapy. Yep. I did see something on Threads yesterday. There was like, can we stop doing all these silly things that we're doing and just find these toxic men and just flood them with go to therapy? Go to therapy. Go to therapy.
Yeah.
I do feel like we need to make a little dancing duet face between Romeo's face, Leo's face when he thinks that Juliet is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ansel, Tony's face from the 2021 version when he finds out he's stupid. Like, he just looks really, really, really dumb. From a larger standpoint about American musicals, I read a book that I bought at a tiny film store in Seattle once about how the specificity of American musicals is what makes them universal, right? So, you know, you have Fiddler on the Roof, which is like, it's this story that most people are not Jewish, right? But a lot of us, even though we aren't Jewish, can feel that it has this universal theme. And then the same thing with like Oklahoma or, you know, whatever, right? But the best thing about this book was that it was written, obviously, when Hair had just hit Broadway, because the whole last half of this book was about how Hair was a terrible musical and he hated it. And it was like, he just wanted to write a whole book about how much he hated Hair and then created this premise that he had something to hang it on. Like, nobody was going to give him money to write a book about how he hated Hair. So he's like, I'll write a book about this. And then I'll spend the last half
just slide it in there.
Sitting on Hair.
Yo, I've been seeing you trying to figure out what your shirt says, and I just did, and it makes me happy. And I'm jealous.
Oh, yay. Oh, sorry. Garfie shirt. It's true. I wanted to say one more thing. I didn't do a ton of research on either of these, or what I did, I talked about already. Apparently, after the 1961 version of Cool, all of those dancers ritually burned their knee pads because it was so hard on their bodies to do all that choreography on asphalt.
Ooh.
So that is pretty. And I feel like if you're going to remake a movie, I feel like this is one that's worthy of remaking.
Yeah, because I remember I didn't know it existed, and I was like showing them the old one, and I was like, oh God, this is painful for them. No attention span. And then you were like, well, there's a new one. And I'm like, and I was trying to be all like loyalist, like, we need to watch the original. And then I was like, whatever. And then and I was like, oh, actually, this is really good.
Yeah.
Yay.
It is.
Yeah. Like, I thought it was going to be like something,
It would help a lot if I actually liked the music, but even though I didn't like the music, I love it as a musical. The dancing is really, really beautiful.
Yes.
And apparently the Rumble scene in the new one, every time Mike Face died and he would cry as he was dying, everybody else would start crying. I don't think I can over talk about how much I love this actor. He's going to be in a bunch of stuff coming out and I'm going to watch every single thing. I will watch anything he does. He is just...
I'm so glad there was a silver lining to you making the terrible decision to watch both of these.
He lost 20 pounds to play the role because he looked at 1950s street gang boys and they were all super, super skinny because they had no money and they were just roaming the streets all day like little skinny tigers. So that's why he looks so incredibly skinny in this.
So much similarity to, again, the boys banded together with gangs, right?
Yep.
What were their sisters doing,
Working.
Oh, yeah, at home, cleaning and cooking and shit.
Raising the younger kids.
Yeah.
Welcome to the fucking patriarchy.
So I saw a video today that that aligns with us on Instagram, and I'm going to show it to Elliot because it's about flatworms.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've heard of this, but they are...
I watched the video. Continue.
Oh, I sent it to you. Yeah. I forgot that I sent it to you. Yeah. So every flatworm is born with both male and female sex reproductive organs.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes time to mate or reproduce, they fight each other because none of them want to carry a child.
Right.
Because it basically could kill them, right? It sucks the life out of them, and it's so terrible to give birth. And so they literally fight to see who has to be the man and who has to be the woman.
Who has to be the host for the parasite?
And I love that they fight with their dicks. They all whip their dicks out and fight with their dicks. And whoever manages to shoot semen into the other one gets to be the father, and the other one has to carry. And then it can all switch the next time around. And I'm like, I can't, because Elliot and I keep having these conversations because one of our friends that we hung out with last night uses they, them pronouns. So we had to have a conversation about that. And so I'm just going to be like, watch this, Elliot. It exists in nature. This is not a made up thing. Right.
Other than it's all gender is a made up thing. But yes.
Well, yes.
The wild spectrum of sexuality and sex markers is interesting.
Yes.
Any last overarching thoughts about our Alt Shakespeare journey? Since this is the end, my friend.
No, I'm so glad it's over.
You want to hear the good news?
This has not made me like Shakespeare more, I'll say that. What's the key?
Did it make you have any kind of new appreciation for Shakespeare?
Sure.
Anyway, the good news is this is a sort of teaser episode because in the fall, our theme is going to be alt musicals.
Oh,
Something for you to look forward to.
I can't wait. I will say that I did go back and watch the last episode of the Same Man, and he went back to Shakespeare on that, in the part that I hadn't watched.
Yeah.
And so that made me go, oh yeah, Shakespeare. Did you watch the additional special episode with Death?
I think so.
Yeah, that was really good. I like that one a lot.
Death's character is amazing.
I connect back to the Trevor Noah special because it's called Joy in the Trenches.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this idea of finding joy and continuing to live despite the overall, even if things all around you are terrible and awful, that the beauty of life or the purpose or whatever is being able to continue to find joy even as you're dealing with all of that.
Yeah.
Letting all of that not let you feel joy.
Yeah. So I guess I'll go check out the special by my future boyfriend. I would like to say that I hope it doesn't turn out the way when Dad tried to set me up with someone famous. Because about 10 years ago, Dad goes, Heather, I found your future husband. It's like a dance. No, his name is Neil Gaiman.
Oh my God. I feel like in the world of possibility, my setup is much more likely.
It's not about the possibility.
I know.
It's about the fact that one of them is an alleged sex creep, and one of them we're not sure about yet. So we'll see if you do better.
Better would have come out by now if he were. So.
You're a better picker than our father. That's all I can say.
I can guarantee I am a better picker than our father.
All right, go to therapy. I love you.
Bye. Everyone go to therapy, but me specifically.
Everyone go to therapy. The end.
Thank you. That is it for this episode of I Love You But. What made you laugh? What made you cringe? What did we forget? And what should we talk about in future episodes?
We want to know your thoughts. Find us on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at I Love You But Pod, or email us at iloveyoubutpod@gmail.com. Listener email and comments may turn up in future episodes.
This podcast is independently produced by us. You can support our show in a few ways, like maybe tell all your snarky besties to listen.
Be sure to rate, review, and follow I Love You But wherever you get your podcasts. And now you can help offset our production costs with a donation to buymeacoffee.com/I Love You But Pod.
Thank you.
I'm Heather Davis.
And I'm Rian Davis, and we wish you lots and lots of conditional love.